John chapter 18. Having said this, Jesus came out together with his learning ones beyond the winter brook Kedron, where there was a garden into which he came, he and his learning ones. But also Judas, the one giving him up, had perceived the place, since Jesus was led together there with his learning ones many times. Hence Judas, having taken the troop and the submenials out of the archpriests and the Pharisees, he comes with the shining ones, and brightening lamps and armors. But Jesus, perceiving all that coming on him, came out and said to them, Whom do you seek? They answered him, Jesus the Nazarene. Then says Jesus to them, I am he. But also Judas, the one giving him up, had taken stand with them. Hence, as he said, I am he, they came striving away into that behind them and fell to the ground. Hence he asked on them again, Whom do you seek? But they said, Jesus the Nazarene. Then answered Jesus, I said to you, I am he. Hence, if you seek me, let these go away. This happened so that the word may be completely fulfilled, which he had said, Those you have given me, not one out of them did I wholly loosen away. And Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and hurt the slave of the archpriest, and hewed off his right external ear. But the slave's name was Malchus. Hence Jesus said to Peter, Cast the sword into the sheath. The cup which the Father has given me, should I not drink it? Hence the troop and the chiliarch and the submenials of the Jews took Jesus with themselves, and bound him, and led him first to Annas. For he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was the archpriest for that selfsame year. But Caiaphas was the one concludingly counseling the Jews that it is expedient that one human deaden away for the people. But Simon Peter and another learning one followed Jesus. But that learning one was known to the archpriest, and came in together with Jesus into the courtyard of the archpriest. But Peter had taken stand outside toward the door. Hence the other learning one, who was known to the archpriest, came out and said something to the doorkeeper, and brought Peter in. Hence the doorkeeper, the maidservant, said to Peter, Are not also you, you, out of the learning ones of this human? Then says that one, Not am I he. But also the slaves and the submenials had taken stand, having made a coal fire, since it was cold. And they warmed themselves, but Peter was also one having taken stand with them, and warming himself. Hence the archpriest asked Jesus concerning his learning ones, and concerning his teaching. And Jesus answered him, I have spoken in the cosmos with frankness. I taught always in the synagogue, and in the consecrated site, where all the Jews come together, and in the secreted I spoke not one thing. What do you ask me? Ask those having heard what I spoke to them. These perceive what I have said. But at his saying this, one of the submenials, having taken stand by him, gave Jesus a cheek slap, saying, You answer the archpriest thus? But Jesus said to him, If I have said something badly, testify concerning the bad. But if it was ideally, what do you beat me? But as having been bound, Annas dispatched him to Caiaphas the archpriest. But Simon Peter was one having taken stand there and warming himself. Hence they said to him, Are not also you, out of his learning ones? Then that one denied and said, Not am I he. Thereupon says one out of the slaves of the archpriest, being a relative of that one whose outer ear Peter hewed off, Is it not that I perceived you with him in the garden? Hence Peter denied it again, and straightway a cock let resound a call. Hence they led Jesus away from Caiaphas into the praetorium, but it was morning. And they came not into the praetorium, lest they become besmirched, but for this cause could eat the Passover. Hence Pilate came outside to them, and explained, What accusation do you bring against this human? They answered and said to him, If this one was not a doing one of badness, not as it were, had we given beside him up to you. Hence Pilate said to them, You take him and judge according to your law. Hence the Jews said to him, It is not allowed for us to slay, not even one. This happened so that the word of Jesus may be completely fulfilled, therewith signifying in what kind of death he was about to deaden away. Hence again Pilate came into the praetorium and let resound a call to Jesus and said to him, You, yea, you, are the regent of the Jews? Then Jesus answered him, Do you say this from yourself, or did others say it to you concerning me? Pilate answered, Not am I, yea, I a Jew, but your nation and the archpriest gave you up to me. What did you do? Then answered Jesus, My regency is not out of this cosmos. If my regency was out of this cosmos, also my submenials would, as it were, have wrestled, lest I be given beside up to the Jews. But now my regency is not from thence. Hence Pilate said to him, Hence are not also you, yea, you a regent? Then answered Jesus, You say that I am a regent. Into this I have become, and have come into this, into the cosmos, so that I may testify concerning the truth. Everyone being out of the truth hears my voice. Then Pilate says to him, Who is truth? And having said this, he came again out to the Jews, and says to them, I find not one guilt cause in him. But it is your custom together that I, in the time of the Passover, may unloosen one to you. Hence you determined so that I may unloosen to you the regent of the Jews. Hence again they made an outcry, saying, Not this one, but for this cause Barabbas. But Barabbas was a bandit.